It's your boy Ty back here with another video. And in this video today, guys, we're going to be going over and ranking the top 10 centers right now in NBA 2K23 MyTEAM. Now, before we dive into it, okay, if you're expecting a guy like Anthony Davis on this list, or Bob Nedelecki, or even a guy like Bam Adebayo, those guys were on the power forward list. So I didn't really want to do any duplicates. Even Dwight Howard was on the power forward list, so I'm not putting him on the center list. Just because, look, for me, it's where I specifically do play them. I play Tim Duncan at center, whereas I play Dwight at power forward. Maybe I'm just weird, but that's part of watching my my top 10 list. Now, before we dive any further into this video, guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure you guys do smash that subscribe button. I really do appreciate all of your guys' recent support. Top 10, I gotta say, centers is pretty elite. Started off with number 10, DeMarcus Boogie Cousins. Maybe one of the best offensive bigs in the entire game. Yes, defensively, he leaves a lot to be desired. You know, if you look at those defensive stats, by no means are they great. But with that being said, Hall of Fame masher, bully, Hall of Fame catch and shoot, a decent release, 87 3-ball, can handle the ball decently, and even his speed isn't bad. It's just the fact of, I feel like defensively he gets blown by relatively easily with that 75 lateral quickness, no clamps. For me, that's why he's in here at number 10. I just feel like defensively, he's not good enough to be any higher. A guy I actually like a little bit more is Diamond Evan Mobley, who is dirt cheap at number 9. And this is where it gets interesting, where I think Evan Mobley is really rewarding. He's just not expensive. You know, if we go back, you know, and I know he's like the 2,400 win reward in MyTEAM Unlimited. That's kind of what I'm referring to. For me, I think this card is really rewarding for that specific tier. I mean, I really do. 5 Hall of Famers, 33 on gold, 2 on silver. There's really no flaws in Mobley outside of the fact that he's got the Evan Mobley base on slow. A slow release, but that's really it. Shooting wise is just fine with that 84 3-ball. Defensively, an absolute menace. Great player model. He might be better at that power forward position, so that's just kind of a trial and error thing. For me, though, I'm a no money spent right now. He does hold it down at that center position. That's why he is right there. And if you do give him Monty Williams, I mean, the dude is lights out. An 89 3-ball, 90 speed, 97 interior, 91 perimeter. What more do you want out of a guard, out of that type of card for that price? Maybe one of the best cards, budget-wise, in the entire game. At number 8, Galaxy Opal George Mikan. Now, you guys might be like, wow, Ty, you just went from Evan Mobley, who was dirt cheap, to George Mikan, who is not. Now, listen, they're different cards. George Mikan is a little bit shorter, a little bit wider, has more total badges, probably a better release. Whereas Evan Mobley, I would argue, is the better all-around defensive player with that extra length. So again, they're completely different players, opposite ends of the thing, you know. George Mikan is a Galaxy Opal, Evan Mobley is a Diamond. I do think George Mikan has the advantage, although I haven't really ever used this card too much. So, I mean, if you use George Mikan, if he's your starting center, you guys can let me know that down below in the comments. But for me, I just think there are better options. Again, George Mikan's best position might be power forward, but then you're comparing him to guys like Bob Nedelecki, and I just think that's hard to do. Coming in at number 8 here, maybe could be all the way up to, I think, number 6. I think you could have George Mikan. I just think he's too undersized and is going to get absolutely mashed. Now, the reason I think you can have him higher is because I have Diamond Kristaps here at number 7. Now, let's talk about why, okay? It all starts and ends with the fact that he's 7'3", okay? I know Mikan's got more total Hall of Famers. I get that. But KP's got 5 inches on him. And is 5 inches a lot? Well, in some categories. In height, I would say 5 inches. Yes, guys, that matters. That matters. He is 7'3" instead of being 6'10". That matters a whole ton, as well as the fact that he's got Hall of Fame limitless range. Again, they're completely different. When you compare Evan Mobley to Kristaps Porzingis, they are completely different. And maybe I do like Mobley more than KP. I just think for the average person that is watching this list, they're going to have more success with Kristaps Porzingis than a guy like George Mikan and Evan Mobley. Now, if you're in that competitive MyTEAM, then maybe you're higher on Evan Mobley. It really just depends. For me, I just think the average person, you know, is going to have more success with Kristaps Porzingis. Coming in here at number 7. At number 6, a guy I had no clue where to rank is Big Wang. No clue. He settled in here at number 6. Why? Look, he's 7 feet tall. He's got a great release on him. Normal lean. He's incredible. Now, with that being said, Is he better than Kristaps? I think so. I think because he's going to defend a little bit better, a little bit wider, not as tall again. But again, he's going to compete way better defensively on the interior than a guy like George Mikan, because Mikan, man, is just going to get mashed that little bit. Now, again, if you've used Big Wing and haven't had success with him, I can't really talk about that. I can't really speak on that because I haven't actually used the card yet. All I'm saying is if you give him Monty Williams, you get him an 81 speed, 98 defensive rebound, 91 interior, 88 block, 7 feet tall, wide player model, 7'5" wingspan, I think this card can compete. This is the type of card I want to take into my team unlimited on the no money spent and see how he does. At number 6, Galaxy Opal Shaq. Or at number 5, I should say. 6 was Big Wing, 5 was Galaxy Opal Shaq. Now here's the deal. I don't know how to use Shaq, okay? And I'm never gonna make it out that I'm never gonna make that case because I personally would never use Shaq. But to say Shaq doesn't belong in the top 5 is foolish. He does everything well. He even handles the ball well. The only thing he can't do is shoot. For me, that's a killer. I need 5 guys on the court at all times that can shoot. And for part of the reason, honestly, guys, that's part of the reason why at the start of 2Ks, I'm not, that next level of good. Like, I will be the first to admit, when 2K first came out this year, I don't think I was a top 3 player in the game, my team player. Nike was way better. Splash was way better. Infamous at the time was way better. All these cards guys were way better than me. Why? It's because the meta fit them. And as times went on, we get these stretch bigs like a D-Rob that can compete. Hey, I'm going to be a little bit better. But here's the deal with Shaq. Great speed, great defense, just an all-around great inside center. If you like using insides, Shaq is the guy I would suggest. At number 4, Pink Diamond Glitch, Hakeem Olajuwon. Now, I don't want to get you guys riled up in here because I know there's going to be a lot of people that are mad here. All I can say is number 4 on my center list, you can get for free from grinding the game. Number 6 on my list was a reward in season 4, okay? Number 9 on this list was also a reward. So I'm not trying to get you guys riled up. I'm just saying I think the game is more rewarding in season 4 than you might think. Now, does that mean we got new rewards? No. But I think it is more rewarding. Yes, I like Hakeem Olajuwon. And honestly, I personally like him at number 3. Okay? Now, that's just my personal opinion. A fully badged Hakeem, I would have at number 3. Now, obviously, this is for the majority of people, so I don't think for the majority of people, Hakeem's as good as my number 3. But I love this card. He was my favorite center in the game for quite some time. And I really, I mean, a lot of it has to do with the Hall of Fame catch and shoot. Easy release to green, competes defensively, just an all-around great card. Now again, if you want to go get yourself a free Hakeem, you can do that by grinding the game. At number 3, Dark Matter, Tim Duncan. Now, I don't know if it's just a me problem, but I've never been able to put it together with this card. And objectively, this card should be really good. I just can't put it together with him. I don't know if it's the only 79 3-ball. I don't know if it's his lack of ability to handle the ball. But if I look at his defensive badges, this card should be at number 1. Objectively speaking, he should be at number 1. I don't like him, though. I don't know if it's the fact that he's only 6'11". I have no idea. I do not like him, and I have him. I've had him for quite some time. I've just never got in my personal rhythm with Tim Duncan. That is why he's only at number 3. At number 2, Pink Diamond Kareem. For a card that came out on November 4th, it is absolutely crazy that Kareem is still this relevant. It's going on 2.5 months, and Kareem is still a top 2 center in the game. Now, if you do get DeMar DeRozan out of Unlimited and you want to get Kareem, there you guys go, man. Kareem, Tim Thomas, that is a crazy duo. It's crazy that when I locked in that set in November, those two guys still play for me. So if you want to talk about locking in value sets, back then it was worth it. Now, the only way I'd lock it is if you got that DeRozan and wanted to pick up Kareem. But obviously, that is, you can decide what you want to do there. For me, though, Kareem is absolutely incredible. I absolutely love this card. One of the top 2 centers in the game. You got to be able to green with him, though. So one thing I'd do, definitely put catch and shoot on him. Maybe upgrade that 3-ball, because if you can't shoot with him, you might as well just run Shaq. At number 1, Pink Diamond, David Robinson. Now, I went back and forth between David Robinson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for quite some time. I just personally think D-Rob gives you more. And I know there's going to be people in the comment section saying, D-Rob can't rebound. Okay, that's just wrong. Does he rebound as good as Kareem? No. Does he rebound as good as Shaq? No. But D-Rob can hold his own against those guys. And he's my starting center. Say what you want about D-Rob. Smooth release, 87 3-ball, great defensively. Sure, his player model might not be nearly as good as Kareem's or Shaq's, but I love this card, and he will probably be my center until we get a new Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That is going to wrap it up for my center tier list, guys. Who was I too high on, too low on? Who ultimately did I miss out on that you guys would have included? Big Z? Maybe a guy like, maybe you guys like Ralph Sampson. I know he's been ran by a couple of players lately. Let me know that down below in the comments. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are doing it. As always, man, I love you guys, and have a blessed day.